2023 was a fantastic year for movies. So to start off 2024, I wanted to go back and put all the movies I've watched in 2023 on a tier list. So let's get into it. Also, just to be warned, I have no script for this video, so it might be all over the place. Who knows? Let's see. So if you want to follow what movies I'm watching, I also have a Letterboxd account. The link will be in the description. So we're going to start off with Cobweb. Wow. We're starting off strong. For me, C tier is like just forgettable movies. Like, I don't remember much about this except that Anthony Starr was in it, aka Homelander. But yeah, that's basically it. I remember the monster was okay, and then I remember a pumpkin got smashed in it. That's basically all I remember. So it's a very forgettable movie, so yeah, that's what C tier is going to be. Next is Beau Is Afraid. Ooh, Beau Is Afraid. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and at first, I put it in B tier. I watched it in theaters once. It was okay. It was pretty good, actually. I enjoyed it, but then I watched it again, and yeah, moved up to A tier. What a phenomenal movie. Just like, it's just so good. The wackiness of it all, and just like the surrealness, it just makes an amazing watch. Even though it's 3 hours, it didn't feel like it, especially the second time. It went by, like, really quickly. This movie has one of my all-time favorite trailers, just like in general. It's so good. If you are wondering if you should watch this movie or not, go watch the trailer. It's definitely worth it. And yeah, I definitely recommend this movie. It's by Ari Aster, who made Hereditary and Midsommar, which I still haven't watched Midsommar. I need to watch it, but I loved Hereditary. And I'd say this is another great movie to add to his portfolio. I'm kind of sad it didn't make much money at the box office, though. It kind of flopped. But definitely go watch it now. It deserves your time. Next one? Ooh, Spider-Verse. So Spider-Verse, I'm going to put it in S tier. Yeah, I watched this movie like 5 times in theaters. No, I watched it 4 times in theaters. And then 2 times when it came out to Netflix. So yeah, this movie is definitely S tier. The first time I watched it, I was really pissed that the story was like incomplete. You know, it's a part 1. But truth be told, I kind of love it that way. It makes me super excited for the next movie, and I'm just so excited for the next movie. That's basically it. Miles is so fantastic in this movie. So is Spider-Gwen. The music, the animation, the villains. Oh my god, the Spot is so good. He is a fantastic villain. I loved how he started off all goofy and then he got more and more menacing. It was so good. And then Miguel O'Hara, great villains. Oh, it's just all so good. And once again, the animation, fantastic. If you didn't watch it in theaters, I feel sorry for you because it's just a fantastic experience. So definitely an S tier. And I think this year there's only 3 S tiers I have. So definitely one of the greats. Next we got Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget. I love the first Chicken Run movie. And this one was a good follow-up. The animation, let me just say, the claymation, fantastic. It's so good. But I don't know, there's some weird points in this movie like that just kind of don't make sense. Like Brewster, I forgot his name, the Rooster. He breaks into the facility to like break his daughter out, but then he just kind of lays in the trash for a day, and then he spontaneously wakes up, and then the rats are also with him, and it's just like, it makes no sense. Why was he there for a day and he's acting like he wasn't? They didn't even explain away with like a line where like, oh, he passed out or something. Wait, no, he's just kind of there for a day. But yeah, other than that, it was a fun time. And there was a really, really good moment where like all the chickens have like mind control collars on them. And the villain obviously wants to cook them into nuggets. That's why it's called Dawn of the Nugget. And so they get one chicken to walk into the sun. The villain makes him go into the sun. And all you hear is like saws and everything, and then like up comes some chicken nuggets, and it's just like so dark but so funny. And I thought they did a pretty good job on it. Still not as good as the first one, but still a really good movie. I'd recommend it. Now, Dream Scenario, another one of my most anticipated movies of the year, just because it's Nicolas Cage, and I love Nicolas Cage, and I don't know, I just thought this movie had a fantastic premise with this guy being in a lot of people's dreams and becoming famous off of it. And yeah, it definitely lived up to the hype. I absolutely loved this movie. It was fantastic. It was funny. It has one of the most awkward and just like cringe scenes I've seen in a movie in a while. But I just love it. Nicolas Cage plays this awkward, kind of full of himself professor really well. And the turn of the movie where like he becomes famous because, you know, he's in everyone's dreams. But then randomly, everyone just starts dreaming of him killing them. And it's like traumatic for a lot of people. So he starts like to get canceled. And it's just like, he did some pretty bad stuff in the movie, but like they take it so far that I feel like he didn't deserve what happened to him. And it's really sad. He kind of deserves it too, but I felt bad for him. It's just like such a great movie. Definitely recommend it. One of the highest recommendations of the year. Next is Dumb Money. It was about the Netflix stock going up thing. I never really followed the story, and I actually like, I didn't know it happened like that long ago, like 2020, 2021. Like I thought it just happened. Time is just flying by. So yeah, but no, it was a good movie. Paul Dano was fantastic in it. He's always fantastic. It's Paul Dano. Like, come on. He was fantastic. All the acting was fantastic. Honestly, even Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen was pretty funny in this movie. I normally not the biggest fan of Seth Rogen, but, you know, he was pretty good in it. So yeah, Dumb Money. If you're interested in stocks, I'd say go watch it. If I was interested in stocks, I'd definitely like probably be an A tier. But since I don't know much about stocks, it was good. And it's a very interesting story. I didn't think it would be that interesting, but no, it's pretty good. And it was also pretty funny. Saw X. So this year, I got really into the Saw franchise. And I don't know what people are on. This franchise is so entertaining. It's like they're all interconnected, and it's just so good. But like, I watched Saw 1 and Saw 2. And then I found out that Saw X is in between Saw 1 and Saw 2. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go see this in theaters. And oh my god, this is just like so much gorier than I expected, just because like the first two movies aren't that gory. I mean, sure, they're gory. The first movie isn't hardly gory at all. But the second movie, it was pretty gory. But this movie just takes it up to the next level, and it's just so gross and grimy. But yeah, I put it in B tier. It was a fun watch. I don't know how to feel about how they're trying to not redeem John Kramer, but they make him like the protagonist of the movie, which is a really interesting twist on the Saw like formula, because these people, they screwed him over. They said they could help him get rid of his cancer, but they really couldn't, and just like took his money and ran. You just don't know who to root for in this situation. It's just a really, really weird watch, because you're kind of like rooting for John Kramer, but also not rooting for him. But the other people are just so unlikable that you just want to see him die. Okay, no, you want to see the main woman die, and the others are like, yeah, they're kind of scumbags. It's a weird movie. It's a weird movie, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty good, and I've watched like up to I think Saw 6 now, and I'm glad they took like a very different route for Saw X, because up to Saw 6, it's basically all just the same thing, you know, they get in traps and everything. But this one actually just like has a different plot. There's no police in it, which is really strange for a Saw movie. But yeah, I think the more I look back on it, and the more I appreciate this movie more. And honestly, if once I finish the Saw franchise and rewatch Saw X, I'll probably put it in A tier, but for now it's in B tier. Okay, The Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm an okay fan of the Hunger Games movies. I thought the first two were pretty good. The last two I think are like really bad. And I didn't rewatch any of them for this new one, but I thought it was really entertaining. I really like the main dynamic between the two leads. That was pretty great. But yeah, there's not much to say. There's hardly any Hunger Games in this movie. Really? There's like, it's a around 3 hour movie. It's a long ass movie, but yeah, there's really not a lot of Hunger Games. And the first 2/3 had me like hooked in. I thought it was engaging, entertaining, and then the last third just kind of dragged on and on and on. I'm like, okay, this could have definitely been split into two movies, but I don't know if like anyone would go see the second movie, since there would be no Hunger Games in the second one, unless if they split this movie in half and where the Hunger Games begin the next movie. People would be pissed off though about that. Altogether, it was a pretty good movie. So Knock at the Cabin. Me and my friend made a bet on this movie, saying that I was saying it was gonna be good, and he's like, no, this movie is gonna be trash. And I'm just like, no, this movie's gonna be good. And I thought it was pretty good. My biggest complaint with this movie is like, so these 4 people go into this cabin and there's just like a big mystery about it, if these people know each other or not, like what's going on, what's really going on. This couple and their daughter are all in the mix and they're trying to stop the end of the world, and one of them has to kill another one. And it's just like, it's really good up until the ending, because I love how ambiguous it is. Like, this could have all been staged, it could have been all fake, but it's like, it could also be real. But the ending just like, yeah, it's all real. I really wish they somehow kept the ambiguity of it all, but nah, it just kind of like falls flat at the end. Overall, I recommend this. It's definitely one of M. Night Shyamalan's better movies. Elemental, this is a hard movie to rank because, truth be told, I don't remember much from it, which is leaning more on the forgettable side, so C. Yeah, I'd say C. It's just like, the more I think about the movie, the more I'm just like, yeah, it was fine. I enjoyed it in theaters mostly because the theater experience was kind of great. The box office is the most interesting part of this because it like started off not doing very good, but then it kept going and going and getting better and better box office, and it was just like, wow, it was just impressive. But yeah, I put it in C tier. John Wick Chapter 4. I'm a pretty decent fan of John Wick. I think the first 3 movies are good, but this movie just blew all my expectations out of the water. It's S tier. 100% S tier. It's been like my #1 movie up until like December. Like, I thought this movie was gonna be my #1 of the whole year, but something came out and I just like, yeah, that movie's just better. But this movie, the action is phenomenal, and I'm not a big action movie guy. I think they're entertaining, but like, I like movies with like story, but this is just pure action and I loved it. The stair scene, oh my god, the stair scene, it's so... Oh, if you haven't seen John Wick 4, just go watch it. The stair scene itself is worth it. And I thought it had a pretty good ending for the character, but no. They're making a 5th movie now. And that kind of pisses me off, sure. It had such a perfect ending. Yeah, John Wick 4, still. Even though they're going to make a 5th one for some reason, I'd still say one of my favorite movies of the year. No Hard Feelings. D tier. It's one of the most forgettable movies not forgettable, honestly. I remember more about it than Cobweb. But it was just a really unenjoyable watch. Awkward comedy is very hard for me to watch. Like, there are good awkward comedies. Like Dream Scenario. That's a good awkward comedy right there. But this one, just like, it wasn't funny to me. That's really just it. It wasn't funny. And like, I like just comedy movies, but this one just couldn't hook me. I think Jennifer Lawrence did an okay job. And the main actor, the boy, he was pretty good too. But they just like, they have no chemistry, and that's kind of the point of the movie. She's paid to be like his girlfriend, and it's just like, I don't know. It was just not the most enjoyable watch I've had. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I know a lot of you love this movie, and I'm glad that you did. It's in B tier. I thought it was pretty good, but it's just like, I don't know. I think I'm just like fed up with superhero movies in general, and I was excited for this movie. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy, but it was just kind of okay. Honestly, I just kind of got bored with this movie. That's just the basic thing. I got bored. It was long. It was really long, and the ending is really nice. I like where they went with the ending, but other than that, it's just like kind of long and boring. Okay, I just really quickly had to add a movie, you know what? I'll talk about right now, but I completely forgot that this movie came out this year because it's just one of the most forgettable, boring ass movies I've ever watched. I don't know why people are so like hyped up about Blue Beetle. Like, people were saying like the fight scenes are amazing and everything is just like amazing. The main character was amazing, which he was good, but I don't know, it was just so boring. Did I say Blue Beetle? Okay, if I didn't say that, I'm talking about Blue Beetle. It was just such a boring nothing movie. I'm just like so done with the DCU. They made like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, which I love. Those 2 movies I love. And Shazam, the original Shazam, it was pretty good. But every other movie I watched by them, I've like hated or just thought was really boring. And Blue Beetle's just another one of those. The family dynamic is good. I like the family. They're pretty good together, but other than that, I just can't remember much from this movie, and I watched it like 4 months ago. I should remember more about it, but I just really don't. The Blue Beetle suit is cool, though. I will admit that. I like the Blue Beetle suit. And I was excited for this movie because I like Blue Beetle. It was okay. No, it wasn't okay. It was kind of bad. Okay, next up is Oppenheimer. Yeah, B tier. I thought, okay, first off, this movie, it's changed movies. It just has. It's a 3-hour, like, biopic movie about Oppenheimer. It made nearly a $1 billion at the box office. Like, that's just so inspirational. It's just cool. Just what this movie stands for. It's just cool. I thought it was a pretty good movie. It was really well shot. The visual effects were great. The lead performance by Cillian Murphy was fantastic. Everyone was fantastic in the movie, truth be told. That ending is probably my favorite ending of the year. That ending with Einstein and Oppenheimer, and we finally figure out what Oppenheimer said to Einstein. Oh my god, it sent chills down my spine. It was fantastic. The best ending of the year by far. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. Okay, so The Holdovers. What a fantastic movie. It just made me feel good to watch this movie. But also it made me feel really sad because some of the just things in this movie are extremely sad. Oh god. And Paul Giamatti plays a teacher. Fantastic. The 3 main cast that play, I think Angus is the boy, and then Joy... Wait, no. I think that's the actress's name. Just wait, I'm gonna search it up. Yeah, Davine Joy Randolph playing Mary. Her storyline was great. It's just like such a feel-good movie, but also like extremely sad, and it got to me. I cried during it. I love The Holdovers. Definitely if I go rewatch it, it will probably be an S tier, but I haven't rewatched it yet, so yeah, still an A tier. The Boy and the Heron. Yep. I haven't watched many Studio Ghibli movies. I've watched Spirited Away, I watched Howl's Moving Castle, and then I watched The Boy and the Heron. But I need to watch more because they're all fantastic movies. I love all of them. And I think The Boy and the Heron, in my opinion, is the best one I've watched. The animation is spectacular. I love the parakeets in this. Like, there's these, like, stupid little parakeets, but they're also super menacing, and it's just, like, so good. And you can just tell this is just a personal story. It was a bit weird with the... So, the main character's dad marries his dead wife's sister. And that's a bit weird. And then she's just like, Maito, you need to call me your mom. And then he's like, yeah, okay, no. And then he doesn't call her his mom until the end of the movie. And they really don't like even hang out much or anything. It's just kind of weird. But other than that, fantastic movie. Talk to Me, Australian horror movie. Great movie. Great movie. I thought the scares were great. The acting was fantastic, especially the main lead. You just need to watch it. The ending, I love the ending. My friends didn't like the ending very much. I love the ending. I thought it was really great. This movie was also made by a couple of YouTubers, which, man, that's just so inspirational. With this and Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, like the TV show, the YouTubers are finally showing what they can actually do and not just, like, Smosh the movie or Fred the movie. Great movie. Go watch it. Everything A tier and through S, go watch it. Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. With me, if there's, like, an outright just awful movie but is memorable, I would put it above anything that's just extremely bland. The movies at the bottom of this list are just like super bland, like Ruby Gillman, Blue Beetle, No Hard Feelings. They're just bland ass movies that really have nothing to say. And Ruby Gillman has nothing to say. I don't remember much from it. I hate the grandmother. I just hate her. Yeah, I just hate her. The twist was oh my god, the twist was just so bad. It's like, it was super predictable too. Oh my god, it's just like the most bland movie ever. The Creator. I'm kind of sad this movie didn't do very good at the box office. It's a big budget action movie and it's original, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. The main dynamic between the duo, the found family, like found family movies, I love those type of things. That's why The Last of Us is like my favorite game of all time. But yeah, the movie did pretty good with that. And the ending, of course, made me cry. It was a pretty sad ending. The CGI is fantastic in this movie. I'd say this is a good recommendation. I say go watch it. It definitely deserved more than it got. Next, Ant-Man Quantumania, D tier. Definite D tier. It's just like such a nothing movie. The CGI is awful. Like, oh my god. That's why I was talking about with the Creator. The Creator CGI is great. But Ant-Man Quantumania, the CGI is so bad, especially with MODOK. Oh my god, he looks so awful. But he was also like the most enjoyable part of this movie. All the characters just felt bland and boring. And oh my god, Kang. Kang was good in this movie until Jonathan Majors did some pretty bad stuff, and now he's fired from Marvel, so Kang is going nowhere. Which, like, oh god, Marvel, you are so screwed. It's just like, this movie really put me off of superhero movies in 2023. Even though I saw some of them, not good. Not good at all. Godzilla Minus One. Yeah, S tier. Favorite movie of the year. I did not expect to cry at a Godzilla movie, but I cried like 3 times. The story is just like great. The action, great. The Doctor character, I love the Doctor character. Allegedly $15 million budget. Looks 10 times better than Ant-Man Quantumania. Sure, there's some like sequences that you're just like, okay, yeah, this looks fake. But also, it's like $15 million. What do you expect? Go watch Godzilla Minus One. It's 100% worth your time. Go watch it now. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good movie. It was a fun time. Chris Pine was great. The whole cast was great. They worked off each other really well. I miss these types of movies where it's just like, just fun. Like, this is just kind of a pure comedy fantasy movie. Just a great fun time. Evil Dead Rises. Or Evil Dead Rise, sorry. I love the Evil Dead franchise, and I thought this was another great entry in the series. The horror was great. I love the setting in this apartment building, and they're just trapped on the top floor. It's just such a great setting, and all the deadites. It's just so good. It's really, really damn good. It's not scary, but I just like, oh, you just tense up and you feel like scared for the main characters and what's gonna happen to them. A really good movie. A really damn good horror movie. This and Talk to Me has made like, and kind of Beau Is Afraid. It's a pretty good, damn good year for horror movies. So They Cloned Tyrone, good mystery movie. That's basically all I have to say. It was a good movie. Honestly, just all around good movie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. Yeah, the animation was great. Animation great, voice acting great. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's not as good as last year's Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Still a great movie. Loved it. The milking joke is hilarious. The character designs, oh my god, I love the characters. Just a really great movie. Asteroid City is one of the best looking movies of the year, and that definitely like boosted it up for me, but it was just kind of boring in some places. It's an entertaining movie, and there are some really entertaining sequences, and this movie just makes me confused, but like in a good way. But damn, there are some just like boring ass sequences in it. But there's also, like, for every boring-ass sequence, there's one equally hilarious sequence. I just kind of need to rewatch it. It's one of the best shot movies of the year, one of the best-looking movies of the year. Definitely go watch it if you're into film, like, visuals and film. Probably enjoy it more on a rewatch. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. I go back and forth with the Mission Impossible movies. I hate the first 3 movies. I think they're legitimately awful movies. Especially the second one. I think the second one's just like one of the worst movies ever made. But then the next 3 are pretty good movies. And this one, another pretty good movie. Actually, no, not even pretty good. It's pretty great. I love Simon Pegg, and I'm glad to see him in these big budget movies coming from like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and The World's End. And now he's in like Mission Impossible movies. Just love it. The action, great. Great action. The train sequence at the end, really good. I love the train sequence. It's a part 1 though, and that's one of my main problems with it. Like, the story doesn't complete. I'll just have to wait for the second one to see if this one's as good. Past Lives. One of my most anticipated movies of the year, and it disappointed me. I feel really bad about this one. I just could not get into this movie. Okay, I feel bad putting this movie with like Blue Beetle and Ant-Man, so yeah, I'll put it up to C tier. I don't know. I just couldn't get into this movie. The main romance, there was like no chemistry between like the main 2 characters. I couldn't get into it, and I really want to. I should rewatch it to see if I could get into it the second time. I might have just been tired, but I don't know. I'm really disappointed with this movie, and I've heard everyone else is loving it, and that's great, but I couldn't get into it. The Mario movie, this movie's tough for me. It really is. I'm a huge fan of Mario, but they could have definitely done more with it. The animation's great. I love the animation. Definitely for an Illumination movie, it looks great. The music choices in it are just awful. Like, why would you put Take on Me and then like Brooklyn? I forgot what that song's called, but like, why would you put those songs in it? Like, just use classic Mario songs. Not that hard. Jack Black's Bowser. Fantastic. I think that's great casting. Chris Pratt did fine. Charlie Day did great as Luigi, but we didn't get much of him. Seth Rogen, I did not like it. I did not like Seth Rogen Donkey Kong. Anna Taylor-Joy, she was fine. I don't know. I'm thinking C tier now. Yeah, I'm gonna put it down in C tier. The more I think about it, the more disappointed I get, and the more I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather watch Elemental than this movie again. Barbie, what a fun movie. It's just a lot of fun. Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie, great in the movie. The visuals are great. The jokes are really good. I love Greta Gerwig. She makes some really damn good movies like Lady Bird. I need to watch Little Women too. Other than that, Barbie, fantastic time at the theater. And if I had to choose between Oppenheimer and Barbie, I'd pick Barbie. I think it was just more entertaining. Michael Cera, fantastic. I love the character of Michael Cera plays in the movie. It's just great. And finally, the FNAF movie. I know a lot of you are going to be pissed at this placement, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I'm not even a big fan of the games. I just thought it was just like a fun time. Now, is it a good movie? Probably not, but I enjoyed it. I watched it twice in theaters in the same day. I thought it was going to be a mistake watching it the second time, but honestly, I liked it more the second time. The animatronics look fantastic. The story is not good, but it could have been more like the games, obviously, but I just enjoyed the movie. I don't know what's it about it, but it's just kind of charming. And of course, when Matt Pat came on screen, I was just like, yeah, I'm really sad that I got that spoiled for me. That would have made my day. But no, it was still a really, really entertaining movie. So yeah, that's my 2023 movies tier list. If there's any movie that you definitely want me to watch, just put them down in the comments below. What's one of your favorite movies of the year? What's your least favorite movies of the year? Just tell me anything about your movies. Whatever movies you want to talk about in the comics, just go ahead and comment them down. I have a second channel where I just play video games and have channel updates, so if you'd like to see that, go subscribe to it. Link in the description. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this. If you'd like to hit the like button, if you dislike to hit the dislike button, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.